In conservation, it seems like there are few wins where you can, at the end of the day, say, this made a big difference. We're here on the Cape Horn allotment on the Salmon Challis National Forest in central Idaho. We're on Marsh Creek. It's a critical spawning habitat for endangered Chinook salmon, as well as really important habitat for bighorn sheep. This is one of the largest populations of bighorn sheep in Idaho. It's hard to imagine a place with more wildlife potential than this area. Extremely valuable wildlife habitat. These are our public lands. Chinook salmon have made a 700-mile journey from the Pacific Ocean, gone over multiple dams. You know, it's a huge journey. For them to suddenly be spawning and then be trampled by domestic sheep grazing is inexcusable. In addition, domestic sheep can transmit a type of pneumonia to bighorn sheep. That contact often results in whole herd die-offs and is typically disastrous to bighorn sheep herds. If we want to bring those species back to even a fraction of the numbers that they historically were, we have to be protecting these types of places. We target specifically these landscapes where this conflict exists, develop a relationship with the livestock permittee, and start conversations. Through these discussions, we reach an agreement to provide an incentive payment to the livestock permittee to permanently waive his grazing permit back to the Forest Service. Ranchers are trying to make a living. When there's economic problems, we have to find economic solutions. That's exactly what we're doing with this program, offering fair market value for permits that are having conflicts with wildlife. And today, after 100 years of grazing out on the Cape Horn area, the rancher was loading up his sheep onto his trucks and heading back south into southern Idaho. We're seeing the last of domestic sheep on this landscape. By taking domestic sheep off of this landscape, we are going to reduce that risk of damage to water quality, native trout, and Chinook salmon. The rancher is happy he's able to secure grazing elsewhere, and wildlife is able to secure a future. We have 85,000 acres that is now open for bighorn sheep. Other big game species, upland bird species, the wildlife populations will thrive. This provides lasting change on these landscapes. This isn't something that disappears tomorrow. This is habitat that is protected forever. When we have concrete examples of wildlife habitat protection, and that's the ultimate win.